Welcome to Coming In Hot. Thank you live from Airplay Beats for the intro music. We are recording live from Darling New Media Studios in Midtown Sac. All right, people. We got a very, very special guest in the building. We got Rodg Little, the commercial brewer and head brewer at Oak Park Brewing Company. What up, Rodg? How you doing, my man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. It is a pleasure to have you on today's podcast, Rodg. I don't know if you know, but we park right across the street from you at T&R Barbecue. Have you been to the truck, Rodg, or are you just stuck brewing beer all day?
I've seen the truck and I'm stuck brewing beer all day. So yeah. You guys got some hot ass chicken, man.
Hey man, you can't call it hot chicken and not be hot. I get this problem all the time, Rodg. I get people that always come through and they say your chicken is too hot.
Hey,
we
it
serve
was so
hot chicken.
One day I was at the Elk Grove Brew Festival.
Okay.
I was starving. It was like a 16-hour day. I was like, man, I got to get something to eat. Nash and proper. The chicken was so hot, I was mad. I couldn't eat. I was starving. And I was like, what the? I asked for the medium. So word on the street, if you want it without the kick, you can get it naked, right?
Yes, we got naked.
Yeah, that's me, man. Like the spice. I'm sweating talking about it.
Hey, Rodg. Hey, next time you see us, get the mild.
No, I got the medium or whatever the lowest one was.
Oh, you got the mild and it was still too much for you?
Man, I'm not the spicy guy. I was so mad. I was so hungry. Oh my God.
Hey, definitely we getting the naked next time.
Yeah, but yeah, on the flip side, man, yeah, you guys get kudos all across the board, man. I hear nothing but good things, and I hear that you guys have a spot opening up in Oak Grove.
Yeah, we got a new spot in Elk Grove. It's going to open in June here, 9080 Laguna, Maine, Suite 2.
Cool, man. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Rodg. But we gonna get into you, though, Rodg. Enough about me and my blabbering big mouth over here. Hey, so Rodg, are you from Sac?
No, man. I'm a native of North Carolina. So I'm an East
North
Coast
Carolina
boy.
in the house.
Country boy. Yeah.
So from North Carolina, what were you doing out in North Carolina? So born and raised, how long were you out in North Carolina?
Man, I moved out to Sac the day after Y2K.
Okay.
I spent New Year's Eve in Las Vegas. I was like, if it's going down, I'm in Vegas. So, but on the East Coast.
Hold on. Let's stop right here.
All right.
Because we partying like it's 1999 in Vegas.
Yep.
What was that scene like, Rodg? Because this is coming in hot. And
hey, man.
Let me know what that was like. This ain't a PG. This is rated R. This TVMA.
Okay. Mature. Okay. Even though I'm immature, I'll try to give you what you want. So for me, I've been to Vegas like many times before, but I was moving out to Cali. So I had a deadline. I had to be out in Cali on the 1st to go on a tour with one of my homies' bands. My band had just finished a tour. We had some issues with a band member, and we decided to relocate to the West Coast. We'd never been here. All the bands that we toured with that were from the West Coast, they were like, you guys got to come out here and kill it, man. So anyway, I packed my stuff up, went to Albuquerque, New Mexico. I lived there for 3 years. So kicked it with some friends for a couple of days. And, right before Y2K, the night before Y2K, I was like, hey, man, I'm going to Vegas solo. So if you guys don't see me again, it was good, but it was different this time, man. There was like mad people, a lot of people. I stepped out of my vehicle and there was nothing but all of these, like, strip clubs and massage parlor ads. Like, it was like they were leading my way to where I was gonna stay for the night. So
Were they doing the little thing with the paper, the click, click, click.
Hey, it was crazy, man. With me, I don't drink and party. I've never been that type of person. But I was like, hey, if it's going down, I'm going to a casino. Because they locked. Long story short, they locked everybody in at 11:15. I was like, okay, this is pretty crazy because you couldn't get in, you couldn't go out.
Oh wow!
So there's like thousands of people. I think I was in the MGM. So the countdown came around, and 11:01 they opened up the floodgates. Man, there was like thousands and thousands and thousands of people on the street. The dancing water, Lionel Richie's playing on the strip, and I'm like feeling it, man. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to Cali tomorrow. But it got crazy, man. You have people climbing up on the light post and jumping off, and some guy didn't get caught, so he hit the ground running. But man, I had a blast. So if it was gonna go out, if we were gonna go out, I wanted to do it in Vegas, and I had the best time. Slept for like 3 hours, hit the road, had to get to Sacramento by 7 p.m. Jumped in a van and went on tour for 2.5 weeks.
Oh wow, damn! Hey, I love a Vegas story. I love Vegas stories.
Like that. I like the what's that saying? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yes, unless you come on this podcast and we land it all fly.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry to cut you off before. Hey, I just love Vegas stories. So we're in North Carolina, and you start to move west for your band, correct?
Yeah, I had a few other things, but mainly the band was the push. So, yeah.
What band were you in? What kind of music you playing?
Man, it's crazy. I started off playing music when I was in the third grade. So I started off on trumpet. I got some Jimi Hendrix music, and that just blew my mind. I was just like, how is he creating these sounds? And then to find out he was a black guy, it just took it over the edge. So I just became a big fan of music. I listened to all styles of music. My favorite singer back in the day was Kenny Rogers. I don't know why. It just sounded good to my ears. But that was then. Teenage years, came across Prince, the artist, the No Slave. Changed my life, man. I was like, man, this dude's 17. He got signed at an early age. They wouldn't let him produce until he was like 17. Played every instrument on all of his albums. That influenced me to pick up a guitar, and that's man, my journey began.
Yeah.
But the style of music that I played, is a cross between punk, hardcore, metal. We throw a little reggae style in there every now and again. But I just took off, man. We were just little punk-ass kids. We started out as a 4-piece. We ended up becoming a 3-piece, and we sounded like big for a 3-piece. So we just rolled with that. And man, with that band, I've seen this whole country outside of Alaska and Hawaii playing music. I've seen this whole country. I've had opportunities to go play in Mexico and Cuba. So, hey man, there's a lot of stories. But to sum it up in a nutshell, that's it right there. The name of the band was Sans Sobriety, and this was all before the internet. So if you find any memorabilia, keep that shit, because our fan base is still rocking with us. Nice.
Are you still doing the band thing?
Man, so, becoming an adult, you start thinking differently. So, I will always play music. It's like I elevated my game. It's like I've had a bluegrass country band. I got a dope-ass hip-hop band. As I record when I want to with whoever I want to. It's just like picking and choosing now. I had my heyday. So I love music, so it's not about the money. It's the love of the art, and the freedom of expression. So, yeah.
So when you came to Sacramento, were you coming for the band, or did you have a job set up? Like, how did you get to Sac? And
Man,
why did you pick Sac?
Hey, and this is, I'll date myself. So I left Sacramento when Petey Pablo released North Carolina.
Hey.
Man, I heard that from North Carolina all the way out to Cali.
Hey man, I was waving anything that I could put above my head back then, bro.
Yeah. But you know, it's like just getting out here, man. It's like I wear many hats, you know. So with the music thing, that was just one of them. A lot of people don't know that I was in the film and video. I shot my last documentary here in Sacramento, and it was so frustrating to work with people. I just said, bump this. I was just like, no, I signed my name on a project. Everybody was down to do it, but when it was time to work, hey, I ended up doing all the work. It's interesting with this story. I had a friend visit 2 years ago, and you know, she was like, hey, what's this? And I was like, oh, that's a documentary I did, blah, blah, blah. She goes, can I watch it? Man, I didn't even watch the final cut. Like once I did all the editing and I knew it was packaged, blah, 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 I didn't even watch it, you know, because there was so much stress and struggle, you know, to work a 9-to-5 job and have to drive to like San Jose or Santa Cruz or, you know, Reno or Redding. Hey, that was 90 days of like straight hell.
For a documentary?
For a documentary.
What was this documentary about?
It was about Sacramento music. Because, you know, a lot of bands skip over Sacramento. You know, a lot of bands skip over Sacramento because they think it's no scene. But when I got here, I was just like, man, there's some great bands. And I was listening to it all, the jazz, the hip hop, the punk rock, the country, every gospel. There was a lot of stuff here. So I did a documentary, Sounds from the Underground Volume 2, which featured, you know, a lot of the rock bands and, you know, bands that were like alternative bands. So, yeah. But, yeah, I was so burnt out on that. I was just like, dude, this ain't going to work, you know. But now with technology switching up, I do more things, you know. It's like I want to get back into it, but I love the fact that you can do things on your phone and put them on Instagram. So I just play around with it. But as far as big production, somewhere down the line, I'll use that talent and skill set. Yeah.
Nah, and you're right about the music scene in Sacramento. It's massive. You know, like my best friend Gilberto Castro, shout out. He introduced me to like rockabilly and psychobilly, along with the, you know, the punk rock and going down to the boardwalk and watching Dropkick Murphys, you know, in this small venue and, you know, getting into the circle pit and, you know, acting a fool. Like it was great, you know, and, you know, Blue Lamp out there on Alhambra was another spot that he always used to take me to the shows. And what was that place? It's Costanza's now, but used to have a lot of shows there too. But no, that's great, man. That's great that you found this scene out here, because I got a lot of people in the music industry. My boy Chris Toomey, you know, like he was everybody know he the mayor, you know what I'm saying? Like he come, you know, like he's one of those people. He just, you know, picked up the guitar one day, and I've been trying to get him on here. He's too busy. Hopefully he's listening to this right now. He over there acting like he's too busy for me.
He ain't busy. He makes time for what you want. I know that.
I've known Chris since the 3rd grade, man. So I always give him shit. All right, let's get into where you are right now, because the head brewer at Oak Park Brewery, and you know, you guys serve food right there on Broadway, 35th and Broadway, I believe.
35th and Broadway, 3514 Broadway. That's where we are, right beside the Founders.
Yeah, big shout out. How did you get into making beer? Like what? So you're in the band, you're doing a lot of other jobs. Why brewing beer was where you landed and what you're doing today? How'd you get into
Yeah.
that?
So, and I got to say this, man. There's a lot of misnomers about our band. I guess they thought we'd get all the girls on tour. We didn't. We were a bunch of dorks, man. I didn't even drink until I was 23. So for me, it was all about writing music, the show, and recording. Like all that other extracurricular, that wasn't me. I knew it wasn't me. Like doing videos and photo shoots. That wasn't me. I was like, put me, behind my instrument or in the studio. We're gonna write some music, and that's my get down. Just the art, man.
Nice.
But where I am right now, still wear many hats. But one of the things that definitely sticking out right now is being a brewer at Oak Park Brewing Company. I got to shout out Jeff Scott and Becca Scott. We're like, that's the tripod here. When it comes to the beer at Oak Park Brewing Company, all the ideas, that's us. So a couple weeks ago, we came up with a slogan because we've been searching for a slogan for like almost a year that just made sense. So Becca comes in one day and she goes, "Hey, Rodg, what do you think about the ABCs for a slogan?" And I was like, "Well, what does ABC stand for?" And she goes, "Our Beer Community." When she said it, it popped. I was like, If you guys ain't rocking with it, I am.
Yeah.
So you're going to see more merch and things like that popping up with the ABCs, as easy as 1, 2, 3. We're rocking with that. But I got into making beer, man, probably like 10, 15 years ago. I got an excessive beer tab, and I like beer. I like buying beer, but I know I didn't spend that much money. But
so you gotta what, somebody went on your beer tab and drank a bunch of beer, or was it you, Rodg?
No, it wasn't. I drink beer and I buy beer, like I said. You'll never see me faded. I just, that ain't me. So I remember. But just to go back to the band, I was straight edge too. So while they were partying, smoking weed, all the extra stuff, that wasn't me, man. I was just the square.
Yeah.
So very like reclusive, just I was always in the background doing what I needed to do to get the band where we needed to go. But Jeff and Becca, I met at a homebrew day, and it's actually ironic that we met because I met at the former owners of Oak Park Brewing Company at their homebrew day. So that's where I met Jeff and Becca like almost 10 years ago. So we just became friends when I met Jeff and Becca at their old establishment, Track 7. Me and my ex at the time, we went down, brought a bunch of board games, things for kids because we knew that it was going to be kid friendly. So, we talked to Jeff and Becca, and I told Jeff, I was like, "Hey, man, I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to do something together, and it's going to be big." So with that being said, I ended up booking their entertainment. I book shows. I'm a promoter, yada, yada, yada. Been doing it for a long time. So booked their entertainment, but I was still getting this filling. So that dissipated, went away. I didn't see Jeff and Becca for a while. And one day I was just like, man, I wonder what Jeff and Becca are doing. And Jeff texted me the next day, "Hey,
oh wow,
meet up. I want to talk to you about something." So we ended up meeting up. He propositioned me with coming to brew at Oak Park Brewing Company. And long story short, it worked out. It was a long process, but we made it make sense. And, it's like one of my stipulations was like, man, let me be me and don't tie my hands or my tongue up.
Okay.
So, with that being said, man, Oak Park Brewing Company, we're about art, beer, community with a U, a big U in unity on that.
Yeah, definitely. And are they still part of Track 7, or is they're just Oak Park now?
That's the reason why all of this stuff happened. I don't know exactly what happened. There's rumors, there's the truth, but I know Jeff and Becca's heart, and if they walked away from it, I know it was a legit walk away. So, I didn't even have to act. I didn't even know. Eventually I found out some things, but they were like, yeah, and I was like, I stand on the same ground. everybody's got to be accountable, you know, in their actions, no matter what. So
Yeah. And you know, it's rough, you know, being in a partnership that of that magnitude. I can only imagine. Not trying to get all their business out there, but
yeah.
you know, so how? So I think we're missing a piece here. Like,
Okay.
how did you start brewing beer, bro? Like, because
I just said I gotta
yeah, I know you got all kinds. You got a bunch of shit going on, man. But
yeah.
you know, like, because you're at their home brewing, so that means that you're brewing at home.
Yeah.
Because I remember my apartment when I was going to culinary school. Everybody brewed beer in their bathtub.
Yeah.
And it
I
was
never did it in my
always shitty.
bathtub.
So how did you get into the home brewing, and how did you get from the home brewing to the head brewer at Oak Park Brewing Company?
So I'll be brief in the story. So when I got that beer tab, I was like, okay, you know, my mindset, I was like, if I spent this much money on beer, like, you know, what's the word? What's the court word? Speculation. So I was like, okay, so I took that amount of money and I invested it in books, home brewing equipment, and I tapped into people that were home brewers. I tapped into people who were talking about opening up breweries. I tapped into beer judges, you know, and through all of those different entities, I fell in love with it. It became an expensive hobby. You know, I found that 5 gallons of beer went really quick, so I upped my game. I was brewing like, 2-3 times a week after I got out of work. So I would get out of work around 5 or 6, start a brew day at like 8. It would go to like 3 in the morning. I would get a couple hours of sleep, head to the 9 to 5 the next day. But it became an expensive hobby. Got into beer judging. That's a great thing to be a part of. Next thing you know, we started a homebrew club, which we grew really quick, fast, you know, but we got an opportunity to host the national homebrew competition in 2014 through 2017, 18/18. And I just met all these people. Annie Johnson, 2013 homebrewer of the year, Black woman from Sacramento, California. So, you know, it's just having the opportunity to meet people who were, you know, brewing beer on a higher level. And, you know, had an opportunity to brew with Jeff at Track 7, and that changed my whole perspective on home brewing. And it just upped my game. So the way that I got into commercial side of it, basically, like I said, Jeff and KJ vetted me. So in the end, it had to make sense.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, there's some other stuff that I could share, but that would probably be off camera. So.
Yeah, I hear you, man. So that, like, you just kind of mentioned, you know, you met, you know, the female that was the Black brewer. How is it in this industry that you're in now? You know, because I think, you know, it's safe to say that, you know, when you're in your band, there wasn't as many Black folks around there,
Yep.
correct? Now you're going into another industry that there's not a lot of Black people in, which is, you know, brewing beer. So how is it being a Black person and majority, I say white, you know?
Say it like you mean it.
I'm trying to find the right words, and it's not that I'm trying to hold back. I'm just trying to, you know, so you're a Black dude in a predominantly white space. How do you navigate into this beer space when there's not a lot of Black folks brewing beer?
Okay, and I'll keep it simple. I grew up in the South. There's 3 types of people that I found out touring around this country. There's the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, so when I talk about Southern people, you have people that are good-hearted people. They're just Southern. Then you got some people that are like iffy on the line, but then you got those people that are bad. So coming into the beer world, I love the fact that I grew up in North Carolina because it primed me. So even with the music, you know, it's like I ended up meeting a guy, James Spooner, in 2021. I had a buddy from North Carolina hit me up and say, hey, man, this guy's making a documentary film about Black people that play punk rock music, hardcore, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, yeah, man, shoot, give me a, you know, have him hit me up, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, he was the founder of Afropunk. So, yeah, so, you know, I was a part of that documentary. I got an opportunity, you know, to be in the realm of some of my idols, Fishbone, 24/7 Spies, you know, all these bands that a lot of people don't know about, but they influenced a lot of bands that got big, like the Chili Peppers, Primus, No Doubt. You know, there's a lot of bands out there, but, you know, just being primed, coming into the beer world, I know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Have people talk down to me because I didn't have a lot of knowledge? Yeah. But you know what? Now we're on the same level. But I'm not like them.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm approachable. I'm not standoffish. All of this shit is simple. You can learn the skill set. But, you know, everything's changing right now. I don't know how many Black brewery owners or Black brewers or Black sales reps. It's growing. I'm loving it. We actually have some stuff going on here that's going to be huge. But I've met like tons of people on the internet. I'm not a social media guy. I was forced to do what I'm doing on social media,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm glad because I've met like hundreds of people, Black people that are in, you know, Black and brown people that are into craft beer, because it's a misnomer that Black people don't drink beer. We do. We just have crappy beer in our neighborhoods. But like true. Now that we know about craft beer, everybody's elevating their, you know, their taste buds, their mindset, and everybody's speaking out about, you know, a lot of things that's going on in the world, even in the beer world. So.
Hey, that's great, man. So I see you sipping on a little brew there. So when you're going into the lab, that's what I like to call it when I'm coming up with different recipes. I go into the lab, and how are you coming up with these flavors? Because I got a few right here. I got.
You got that mixed 4-pack.
I got the mixed 4-pack. So how do you come up? Because Brut is usually a champagne, right? Correct?
Yeah, traditionally, yeah. So with that champagne, the Brut IPA, we wanted to do a play on mimosas for Mother's Day.
Nice.
So when you put your mouth on that, hit me up and let me know what you think about it. But I think we hit the spot as far as like coming up with recipes. It's like you. I aspired to be a chef one time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like.
Hey, can you hear me still?
Yes, a little bit. You got a little background. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. My sound just dropped out. Let me try something real quick.
Yeah, we could pause real quick. Go ahead and check that out. All right, let me know when you come back.
Okay.
Your sound's better. It's just a little bit of background noise.
Okay, are we good?
Say something else.
Do I need more volume or?
Give me 1 second. Hold on a sec.
Testing.
Okay, all right. So I can get my Janet Jackson on. You know. But what I was saying, you know, as far as like coming up with recipes, man, it's like I'm a big fan of cooking, you know. So if I taste something, I think if it hits my palate, I can get close to it, you know. So outside of, you know, if we're not brewing for a competition, we're going to be creative. So we're all about educate, create, and have fun in the brew house.
Mm-hmm.
So like with the Cham Tang, you know, it's just one of those things. Hey, let's do a play on mimosas for Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so with the Cham Tang, you know, we have tangerines and rose hips.
Okay.
And it's a unique flavor. You should crack one open.
I actually don't drink, brother.
Oh, hey, it's all good knowing that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but definitely share them or hold on to them. Those are going to be collector's items,
Oh, don't.
especially that one, the
Which
one
one?
with this one with the think on it, the
Okay.
painting. Yeah, that's from a 6-pack collaboration. So it never been done. 6 artists from around the United States and Mexico, and I was part of the Paint the Globe campaign that we did with a partnership with Paint the Globe Foundation.
Okay. And what? How do you guys come up with the artwork on the outside of these? Because this is beautiful,
Okay,
beautiful artwork.
so the Cham Tang, that's actually our graphics guy.
Okay.
So Becca came up with the idea. If you spin those cans around, so the purple one, that's Milton Bowen's. That's from an art exhibit that he did at Underground Books, but he gave us the rights to use the artwork. So that was our February Black History Month collaboration. We did 4 Black-owned breweries.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time ever in history you have 4 Black people on a beer can. It's never been done.
Nice.
So but yeah, with our artists, we just reach out, man. Art beer community.
Yes.
We reach out and say, hey, we're thinking about doing this. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
And they say yay or nay. If they say yes, it's a partnership. We promote their social media pages, website. We compensate them. But anything we look more for uniqueness. So yeah, we don't want like we've been propositioned to use the same artist. I think that's boring.
Yeah.
So art community beer, we're all
Mm-hmm.
about art. I love art. I'm an artist as well. I
Mm-hmm.
love it. So and I'm always mesmerized by our cans because they are collector's items. Some of them might be one-offs. Hold on to those cans.
Mm-hmm.
20 years, 30 years, 50 years down the line, they're going to be somebody's going to do a piece on Black-owned breweries in Sacramento,
All right.
and they're going to hit Urban Roots and Oak Park Brewing Company. Those are the only two right now.
Okay.
So yeah,
Any
in Sacramento.
anybody else in the black community got rumblings of opening up a brewery?
Yeah, man, there's a lot. Weathered Souls out of San
Okay.
Antonio, Texas. They Marcus shit, I'm forgetting his last name. But anyway, he's from Sacramento, but he owns a brewery in San Antonio, Texas.
Mm.
So he's doing big things there. I was super stoked to have an opportunity to meet him, his brother, and his dad. That was the apple and that was the tree and the apples. I was like, man, I wish everybody could sit down with his dad. His dad was OG and kicking like real knowledge. So I see where Marcus and Everett, his brother, they get it from. You
Mm-hmm.
got Hella Coastal out of Oakland. You got Full Circle in Fresno. You got Hunters Point in the Bay. I mean, they're all over. Like I've met
Yeah.
so many people online just being a black brewer and reaching out to them. So yeah, we got some big stuff coming up, especially for the 51st anniversary of People's Beer. Mr. Ted Mack Sr. was and this, if I'm wrong, let me know, but nobody's brought the information to us to deter us from saying that. So he was the first black brewery owner in the United States. He ended up buying People's Brewing in 1970. They were open from 1970 to 1974. They
Mm-hmm.
had a flagship beer called People's Beer. We have the rights through his estate to bring that beer back
Oh
and put
wow.
it in the public eye. So we work closely with that family. But the 51st anniversary is coming up in October. I'm working on something right now. It's going to be under the scope. We're doing, I call it the Underground Brew Railroad. So it's coming along. I got about 40 breweries like lined up and ready to go. There's 80 black-owned breweries in the United States. If
Oh
I can
wow.
get 80, that's good. I got 40 right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's better. So we're gonna make it happen. It's gonna be great. So you guys keep rocking with us and definitely tune in to OPB on Instagram, OP Brew Co on Instagram. Somebody's at the door, man. Let me grab that real quick.
Okay.
Okay, all right, I'll be back.
All right. So this is the part we're gonna play a little bit of games. Okay.
All right,
You ready for
like
a
in middle school, I never did recess because I didn't play. I didn't play that. Be
Hey,
nice to me. I'm
this
older
is
now.
nah,
I
this
want
is
to be
this
mature. Be nice to me.
nah, this is fun games. All right.
Okay.
All right. So we got top 5. All right. Okay, Raj. This is gonna be Raj's top 5 brews that you have done.
Oh man, that's easy.
Okay, let's do
Yeah,
it.
and in no specific order.
Whatever you want to do.
Stout King, Solidaris, Paint the Globe, uh, Brew Goddess, and the 2020 Strong Ale.
Okay, I've heard of that one. The last one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So next one, you might get in a little bit of trouble on this one. I need Rogers' top 5 breweries in the greater Sacramento area.
Man, hey, that's a good question, man. I ain't ashamed to say it. Like, I got to give kudos where kudos is due. Bam.
All right.
New Glory,
Shout out.
Big Sexy.
Yep.
I like what Claim Steak's doing, Burning Barrel, and Moxa. And that's,
Moxa's
it's like
always
there's
on that
more out
top.
there, but those are like,
Yeah.
yeah, they're solid, and if I got to give like, special shouts out, Urban Roots, my buddy Alex over at Tower, he's doing some amazing things right now. They're in a transition phase. So there's just a lot, man. There's a lot of breweries.
All
There's
right.
I lost track count. I lost count at 70. I know there's more than 70 now. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got into the industry, and the one thing that ties us together a little bit is that Track 7 was the first place I ever went with my food truck. It was called Cecil's Taste back in 2015.
Yeah, yeah.
And everybody was trying to get into Track 7.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
they're maybe the first people that had, like the outdoor brewery and pulling up trucks. And I used to book with Becca. And I just remember, I think it was like 2017, and there was breweries everywhere. And every truck was clamoring to get to these breweries.
Hey, so I got some trivia for you.
Okay.
I've met you many times.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, when your producer hit me up, I was like, yeah, I know him indirectly. It's like, remember when you guys used to do the food truck thing at YOLO?
Yeah.
Beers and Sack?
Mm-hmm.
Bam, I was there.
Oh, you were? Okay.
I talked to you.
Oh, okay.
Remember at the zoo? Remember at the zoo?
Dude, that zoo. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That was, hey man. I was in a kind of faded reality back then. I was just starting my first business. I was doing shit that I wasn't supposed to be doing. So if I don't remember you, I'm sorry, Rod.
Hey, it's not even that, man. Just to see you standing strong.
Thank you.
Yeah, hey, man, kudos, So, I saw you putting in the work. We talked about some things. It's like at beer events, man, I don't expect anybody to remember anything, But no, I remember faces, names.
Yeah.
It takes me a couple times, but I knew you because I'd seen you and I've worked with you indirectly. So, yeah, man, kudos on what you're doing. And, just definitely I appreciate what you guys are doing. And you got to share your story being a Black food truck owner. So I would like to hear your story one day.
Hey man, if you got a few hours, you can hear the whole thing. It's a long, windy story, just like everybody else's, right?
Yep.
Hey, so we're at the place of the show where we come in hot, Raj. Okay, so it's gonna be any topic you want. Anything you need to get off your chest, or you don't need to get off your chest. If
you know what, man?
If you want to do it, if you want to do a layup, You could do a layup.
You know what?
You
I'm
know?
gonna put on my stinking thinking cap.
Oh, there it is. Look at this.
You really don't want to know what's in my head. I
Hey,
don't even want it to get out in the cosmos.
nah,
But
we need all that.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So
Rodg
man,
Little, hold on. I got to introduce it. So, Rodg Little, we need you to come in hot. What you got, Rodg?
hey man, all I gotta say is get the information. You know, you can go along to get along, you know, but there's nothing wrong with being a free thinker. Always question. You know, if it doesn't seem right, it's not right. If your gut's saying something's not right, definitely do the research and don't be afraid to stand on your square. Look at me, I'm a super dork. I'm making beer. I was like, I love my life, man. And, you know, I'm just getting started. I got a big mouth too, you know, but it's like, man, if I say anything and it hurts, it's probably because it's the truth. You know, it's like people are getting away from telling the truth. And, you know, the situation that this world's in right now, we only know what we've been told, you know. So when you start doing the research, or me, I watched an old episode of Bonanza yesterday. And the only reason I watched it because it had like a black person on it. I was like, oh, let me listen to this. And they were dealing with racism back then, you know. So, and, you know, hot topic, Juneteenth is going to be a big event for us again this year. Last year we had a break in COVID, and that was our biggest day here at Oak Park, you know. But, you know, I was approached to do a t shirt, and I questioned, I was like, man, Juneteenth celebrate? I'm like, you know what's going on in the world right now and what's going on in the world back then? I'm like, I couldn't do it. You know, I was like, Becca, I can't do it because I'm going to do something political and I'm going to stand on it, you know? And, you know, so yeah, man, do the right thing.
There you go. Do
Always
the
do the
right
right thing.
thing.
Do your research. Don't go on what people tell you.
Nah, I
So,
tell my
and if
kids
you,
that every day, Raj. I'm
yeah, yeah.
like,
And if you
hey, be
think you
your own
sound,
thinker. Yes.
yeah, you know, and if, you know, with me, I think I'm confident in myself. You know, therefore, I'm going to say some things that might come out right. I might get a Kanye thing going. I know what I want to say, but I can't
Yeah.
articulate the shit.
You don't
And
want to
then you
go
just
there,
come off
Raj.
sounding
Yeah,
crazy,
you don't want to go
you know.
there.
But yeah, man, always fight the good fight, stand on your square. If you're not trying to help the situation, you're hindering. And when you play the line, you hinder. So if that's the case, don't fucking get around me, you know.
That was hot, Raj. Go ahead and plug everything you need to plug, your social, your website, anything else you need to plug, Raj.
Yo, man, so you guys can find me every day in some way, shape, or form, spirit at Oak Park Brewing Company, 3514 Broadway, Sacramento, California, 95817. We have a full kitchen. The brewery's popping. We got beers. The food's off the change. We opened up our patio. We have a new bar on the patio. We're getting ready to open up the backside. So that's just as big as our patio. You can find me at Black's Brew Beer on Instagram, BLKS Brew Beer. Uh, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. I'm trying to figure out how to do all of this stuff with my marketing person. So bear with me. The numbers might not be the greatest, but hey, I'm trying to figure this out. You
Hey,
know, but
man.
outside of that, man, hey, art, beer, community, the ABCs, Oak Park Brewing. Shouts out to KJ, Becca, Dana, Jeff for giving me a shot. And hey, man, we're gonna rock it till the wheels fall off.
I love it, Rodg Little.
Cool.
And thank you for coming through. Rodg Little, head brewer out at Oak Park Brewing Company. You could holler at me. You could get those delicious hot chicken sandwiches. Just go to www.nashandproper.com. You could holler at us at Nash and Proper. You could holler at me at Chef Cease or at Coming In Hot Podcast on all your social media. We love you. Thank you again, Rod, for coming in hot. We'll see you next week. Love ya.
All right, homie. Thank you guys.
All right.